when Dr. Amos talked about having to flee with his pregnant wife, Rebecca. And he broke down. And, I sensed the deep pain he felt for his wife, and how helpless he was in that situation. And then he quickly turned around, and we saw his determination to continue to fight, as he called it, the final fight. I was truly moved by the bravery and resilience he demonstrated during this such a dark time our country is facing. So with that, was there any particular story or a person that moved you to the core, like Dr. Amos's story shook me?
Yeah. Yeah, probably Dr. Amos and Rebecca, because actually we were like treated like such guests, royalty, when we arrived at that hospital, and the community came. Some of the women there in the community were cooking meals for us. The young soldiers and other people wanted to talk from the CDF. I met at that. We had a barbecue one evening actually with the nurses as well. The beautiful nurses. We tried to get them in the film more, but they were crying so much. It was a very difficult thing to do with the edit. So we let Dr. Amos do it, but we spent time at this barbecue. At that barbecue, there were like amazing Chin people there. Like one guy was a DJ in Yangon before this. He came back to Tantlang and he was so angry because they burned his house down, and in the house were his turntables, and now he can't DJ. So now he just wants to kill the Burmese soldiers. So your friends in America, they're going to go, oh yeah, turntables, cool, or whatever. The other one was a soccer player who actually played for the Myanmar junior team, like under 21s. He traveled the world with the Myanmar football team. I forget the name, but he's a Chin man. He'd left too. Like there were so many people I met, and like, young women, actresses or student, like everyone at some point opened up about how they miss their life, or how difficult this is, in some of those jungle camps. I just want to go home. I want to see my family. I haven't seen my parents. I can't see my parents. Everything has changed for me now. We have to win. The doctor, Amos, was just such a brilliant man. He was a surgeon, actually, high, like I'm a journalist, man. He's a surgeon. I'm like, wow, you're super smart, man. And to understand that he had a very privileged position. Like he's not a student. He has a big job in life.
Yep.
And his wife too, like together as a family, young family, and to join the CDM, they had to make a big decision. He had a very comfortable life before the coup. And his family, actually, they might be listening. Some of them live in Indianapolis. We were talking about that, and he said, I could have gone and I could have moved to the US. I could have left, but I have to do this. And I don't really smoke cigarettes all the time, but after that interview, him and I we just had to smoke some cigarettes. And like it's a difficult part of my job when I'm getting a bit teary. It's a difficult part of my job when we do interviews like that, and somebody is so emotional, and then the job is, do we keep filming? Do I stop? Do I hug him? But it's when I, as a professional, as a journalist, we have to just let the situation happen. And then, when the person says, it's not always this situation, like this doctor, I've been in this situation before, and the person says, we'll either stop or we continue. And he collected his thoughts and he said, let's keep going. We have more to say. So yeah, he's a beautiful man, and his wife, I think their story, I'll send you my article, the article I wrote about it. It was focused more on their story of fleeing Tantlan because she was pregnant 6 months, and they rode a bicycle through the battle, thinking they would die, and they got through because the CNA soldier was able to help by shooting 2 Burmese soldiers, and they survived. So we couldn't talk about that so much in the movie, but in the online, which the article I'll send to you. Yeah, Dr. Amos was definitely and a lot of people say that who have watched the movie here in Australia, they're like, wow, that doctor was very powerful, but also his strength that this will be the final battle. And you have to remember, like, every day there are other doctors that come and go, they travel, some come from Mizoram, but he is there every day, him and his wife and two other nurses in all of that area. So it's quite, and actually he sent me some images of things, like CDF fighters, that we can't put in the movie, you know, it's too graphic. So
before I translate, just to, like, I guess clarify, it's out there in the media, it's in the internet now, like, how about, like, the safety of the family? Is there, you know, I am pretty sure there's great protection and people there to
look,
sure.
Everyone, and this is a thing with making this movie, everybody knew we're from the ABC. Everybody knows, everybody knew this show will go to the world. A lot of people have left already, like families have gone to other countries, Mizoram maybe, or Thailand and so on. Some are in the USA. A lot of people who were in Chinland, in those areas we visited, they are in liberated Chin areas. They're not, you know, they are, at least for now, safe. The common theme was, we need to tell this story. So those that appear in the film were all prepared to be part of that film, and all of them have written to just say thank you very much for coming.